So in this presentation, we are going to go through a number of free forensic tools that are available to you. And we're going to do this in the hopes that they will do two things. Some of them will be very useful for you, and ones that aren't that useful for you will at least underscore particular concepts in digital forensics. So we're going to start off with this tool called Forensic Acquisition of Websites, which I have a need for more often than you might think. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Go to download. Go ahead and install this. Bear in mind, this is not a forensically sound tool, but that's okay because you're installing it on your computer or your dev computer or whatever, your investigation computer, in order to download entire websites. I know it's annoying. I have this small capture area. Okay, so let me go ahead and run it. So we'll have a case ID of 1, Detective Rick. All right. Okay, let's go to navigation. Okay, so now we're at that website. Now we're going to do an acquisition. Okay, we'll do an acquisition here. And preferences. Okay, and after we've done that, just to let you know, my preferences show where it's going to save to. Get a few errors there. So let me go back to my preferences here. It's going to show where all this data is going to save. So we're going to open that up. Documents, FAW, and basically what it's doing is a screen capture of everything. So you can see that it captured the data from this website so you can examine it later. So what would have been really nice, instead of it capturing these WMVs, is that this actually would have gone out and scraped all of the web resources and put them into some sort of folder on your hard drive. And those tools do exist, but very few of them are free. So that's why I took a look at this one. It'd be really nice to write an open source project like that, though, and make it available. This Network Miner program is actually pretty good. So let's go and download it from SourceForge. And as usual, SourceForge, you have to wait 4 seconds. Then it goes through its machinations. Hopefully it'll download soon. There we go. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and put this on an external so that I can actually use this for my class tomorrow night. And then I'll run it from my flash drive. Okay, so this is a really nice tool for exploring network activity, network resources, network connections, and so forth. So let's go ahead, select a network adapter. Okay, let's try this Ethernet controller, the Realtek. And notice it's using WinPCAP, so let's say start. We're getting quite a bit of information in here. So these are all the IP addresses I'm accessing. And you can actually look at all the frames if you want to. Okay, all the files. It's creating images. I don't think anything I'm doing is creating images. Messages, credentials. So why would we use this instead of Wireshark? Well, in my opinion, I think that things are laid out a little. This is a less heavy-duty program than Wireshark. Wireshark does a lot. What this does is it kind of distills a lot of the Wireshark information and functionality so that it's just easier for you to get to this stuff. So I'm going to stop capturing. We can clear. We should be able to clear. And we should be able to restart. Come on, you can do it. So this is a free tool, which means it's in a lot of ways not going to be perfect. So that's Network Miner. I would definitely recommend you having, and it is forensically sound. It will run off of a USB stick. There is a really nice web resource at this page here, and it goes to a lot of the things that we have been talking about, especially when it comes time for doing data carving. And this actually has a lot of the file signatures for common files that you're going to encounter. And you can see, and it tells you the offset. It can show you what you have. This is a really nice resource. So I'm going to recommend you bookmark this, and that way you have it anytime you need it. I mean, that's a lot we even looked at. We're going to look for JFIF. Okay, so here's JFIF. And it also has a link to the graphics file resource, PNG, GIF, GIF87A, GIF89A. And notice that when we talked about GIF and data carving GIF, I talked about 87, but what's most common is 89, of course. So anyway, very nice resource. The next thing we'll look at is called Hex Browser. Now remember when we did data carving and we did data file identification, we talked about the fact that sometimes in order to throw you off the track, people will change the file extension. Well, this utility will actually examine the file internally and see what it can find. So let's go ahead and grab this. And it does not require an install. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my flash drive for my class. Hex. And then I'll run it. Okay. Just going to run this guy. Actually, I think I'm going to have to run it off the flash drive so it can take advantage of those DLLs that it's got. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we can use drag and drop. Let me open a file. See if I have anything in pictures. I don't really think I do. Here, untitled. The old untitled. Okay, so that was nice. It figured out the media info, the file type. That was actually really fast and did a really good job. Now, let's see what happens when I change. Let me go back to pictures. And I have no pictures here, but let me go ahead and rename this to JPG. Let's see what happens. Okay, see, it still figured out that it was a PNG. Even though it's untitled.jpg, it was able to look at the internals and figure out that it was a PNG file. So this is a really, really nice utility. And so far I haven't used it much, but I've really liked it. So you can also look at the hex of the file. Here's the hex 89 that we've learned about, plus PNG. And it has that actually separated from what it thinks is the ASCII text of it. Of course, for a PNG, it's not going to be, there's not going to be a lot of text. So so far of what we've talked about, this would be my pick for the best and the most well done of these programs. The next thing I'd like to talk to is called Hash My Files. And the reason we care about this for forensics is that we want to keep a fingerprint or a hash of files that we are examining. Okay, it's a really good way to show integrity of the files. Okay, so let's go ahead and download this. And here again, I'm going to put this on my flash drive. And I'll get rid of this. Okay, so we should be able to run this pretty easily. Gonna open a file. I think we should be able to use drag and drop for this. Yeah. Okay, so I just dragged a Microsoft Word document there, and it gave me the MD5 hash and the SHA-1 hash. So really easy to use, really nice. I think you can add an entire folder. Let me see if I can add an entire folder. Yeah, so here's... Well, I guess that didn't work. Let me see if I can add everything from the folder. Let me see. I should be able to add... Oops. I just opened Microsoft Word on all those. Let me see if I can drag all these in there and see what it does. Okay. I think I can actually make a folder, add a folder. It's a test. Okay. So that is not exactly what I would have expected, but still it's nice utility as far as creating the hashes. Okay, so let's look at the live RAM capture. Let's go ahead and download that now. RAM capture. Okay, and I'm going to put this on my flash drive so that I can use it in class tonight. And I'll run it off my flash drive too. Okay. Okay, so here we go. We'll save as test here. Okay, I have 16 gigs of memory, so that wasn't enough. Let's try it again. I'll save it to my C drive. C work My flash drive is only 16 gigs, and I've got 16 gigs of memory. Okay, here we go. So I'll snip a little bit of this out while it's saving, so you don't have to watch this progress bar go from left to right. Okay, so that's finished. Now if you take a look at where I captured it, there's the actual memory dump. So you could actually use that with a lot of the other tools we've taken a look at that can analyze the memory dumps. Now we'll take a look at Nmap. And we'll go ahead and download this. Okay, we'll run that. This is actually an actual installer, please. Okay, just about there. And I should be able to run that from okay. So this is going to help us. So this is going to help us determine network resources and network connections. All right. Okay, so sometimes when you're going to be looking at maybe images that are on USB drives or something, you really need to write block them, and this will keep them forensically sound. So let's take a look at this utility. And we'll go ahead and download this. Okay, so you actually have to set this up so it's not going to be forensically sound on the computer. But if you have a computer that you use for examinations, you can install this. So let me go ahead and install it now. Okay, so it's installed. Let's go ahead and run it. Okay, please note that you have to run this as in administrative mode or it will crash. So anyway, here it is. You can enable or disable write block for any of your USB drives. Okay, so here's File Identifier, which can help us identify file types. This actually has, here we go. So let me drag a file onto that. Let's see if we can figure out what kind of file it is. Okay, it's a zip archive. That was a .docx. I actually wish it would have maybe unzipped it and found out that it was a found that it was actually a doc file. Here's a PNG. So this is actually pretty good. And the nice thing about this is it's a link, and so you can use it from anywhere without, and you can use it from anywhere, and it's going to be forensically sound. So this forensic image viewer actually is really nice because it's kind of a one-stop shopping for images. Here we go. Let's go ahead and grab this. We'll go ahead and download it. Okay, so as you can see, it does a really good job of pulling in EXIF data automatically.